take that throne. So first off, make sure you guys are following me on Facebook. We are live on IG, right? And we're also live on Facebook. So I put the link in the chat. Just do me a favor and share it. Click on the link and share it so more people can see and hear this information. And long after we hang up this Zoom, guess what? Somebody's gonna be on Facebook, somebody's gonna be on Instagram, scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. They're gonna watch the video, right? They're gonna watch the video. Even if it's next year, next week, next month, next 5 years, somebody's gonna watch the video. So make sure that you guys share the live. Let me put my link again in the Zoom chat, so you guys can just click it and share it and come back to the Zoom room. This is the Zoom stage. So good evening. I'm super excited. Tonight we're going to talk about two amazing life-changing products, right? But we're not going to talk about it as it's a product. How is this information going to help our people, right? So let me ask you guys a question. If something were to happen to your health, you cannot work, cancer, heart attack, stroke, or I don't know, something major, can you afford to stay home for 6 months to a year? And the bills are coming. And that's one thing you don't have to think or stress about: the money. How is the light bill being paid? How is the water bill being paid? How are the kids being fed? Is there gas in the car? Is the Geico insurance still paid? Is your mortgage still paid? Do you have money to go to whichever doctor or specialist you choose to? If you do not have any strategy in your financial house, you are not prepared. None of us are prepared if we don't have those things. In fact, your financial house is not complete if it does not have any long-term care or living benefits, because it's not a matter of when it will happen. It's going to happen at some point. It's not a matter of if it will ever happen. I tell people, even if you're young, you could get hit by a bus, you could get into a car accident, or you could have the train run over your legs, like my brother who's a double amputee. Or it could be that, you know what, you're healthy, but hey, something pop up, right? Today, I was speaking with a client and they have so much things in their health. They're very young, in their 30s, right? They have heart issues, they have lupus, they have diabetic. I mean, there's so many things that could pop up along the way in this thing called life. And are we prepared financially, right? Most people are not prepared because guess what? We're not thinking about those things. We hope and pray that we're going to be healthy and everything is going to be great. But guess what? Let's say you are healthy and everything is great. There's something called old age. And if you live to old age, that is a blessing. If you live to age 80 something, 90 something, and 106 and 102, guess what? You ain't going to be doing your laundry. You ain't going to be doing your grocery. You may not even be cooking for yourself. Who is going to help take care of you? So tonight we're going to talk about protecting your health while also building your wealth, right? Super important. No financial house is complete unless you're addressing those issues, because I promise you it's going to happen at some point and we've got to be prepared. Like I always tell my clients, control what you can, ensure what you cannot. Control what you can, ensure what you cannot. So today we're going to talk about those things, right? Chronic illness, critical illness. Some people have never even heard about these things, or they don't think about these things, right? Sometimes the smallest decision can change your life. Do we know anyone that's experiencing or have experienced an injury? Listen, when I was younger, I broke my neck, I broke my leg, right? I was home for like 3 months, right? 3 3 months. Did I know anything about chronic, critical, long-term care living benefits? No. I stayed home for 3 months, wasn't working, and I think I was okay with it because I didn't know better, right? Do you know someone who has experienced or suffered a critical illness? What is a critical illness? Stroke, heart attack, or cancer. Each and every one of us on this call knows someone who has been affected by stroke, heart attack, or cancer, right? So how do we prepare for these things financially? Or maybe, do you know someone who has had another illness and they could not work for months or even years? Or better, worse yet, they've gone on disability. Well, guess what? Maybe they're getting a check from the government, but I promise you it would have been a lot better if you could get another check, right? More money is always a good thing. So let's talk about chronic and critical illness. What is that? Like I just said, right? Cancer, heart attack, stroke. There's something called term with living benefits. Now, most people, and I can speak for myself here in New York, no company in New York, and I'm going to repeat, no company in New York provides term with living benefits. So, if you have a regular term, it's only going to pay out, and term is life insurance, but I like to say burial insurance, right? It's only going to pay out if you die before the term ends. So if you took out a 30-year term, well, sad to say, but you better die before the 30-year end, or else your family will not see that death benefit. If you outlive the term, that's a good thing, right? But all that money has been wasted, right? However, if you have term with living benefits, now, if you get ill within that 30-year, if you do have a 30-year term, there's a higher chance that we will use the living benefit because at some point we may get ill, right? So if you have a 30-year term, which is a maximum period, and let's say, God forbid, something happened with your health, cancer, heart attack, stroke, I don't know, COVID, I don't know, diabetes, I don't know, something, right? And it knocks you down. You did not die, but it knocks you down. You're out of work for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, whatever. Now, if you have a term with living benefits, we can cash out, right? We didn't die, thank God, but we got some extra money coming to us. 2% of your face amount, right? So whatever your face amount is, the death benefit, 2% of that is what now the company pays you and I in living benefits. So that's peace of mind, because now you don't have to worry about finance. You can just worry on getting better, on seeing the best doctors, on taking care of your health, and not worry about the finances, right? Isn't that amazing, guys? Super amazing, right? And again, it's peace of mind. So, Transamerica, who's our parent company, right? Being around for 100 years, we are the #1. Okay, don't play with us. Do not play with us. The #1 term life insurance by Forbes Advisor. We didn't rate ourselves. We cannot rate ourselves. This is what the industry experts have said. We are #1. We know our products are the best, but a third party has rated us. And we're also the #1 selling IUL in 2021. Again, we didn't rate ourselves. The industry rated us, right? So I'm just going to say right now, if you don't have an IUL, you're dropping your coins, honey. You're going to be broke, okay? An IUL, everybody needs to have one of those. Tax-free money, risk-free money. You got to love it all day, every day. We're stacking these IUL. But let's stay on the term with living benefit. So what is Transamerica rating like? Well, we only work with the best. AM Best, A1 Moody's, and A+ S&P Global, right? So maybe we're not thinking that anything is going to happen to us no time soon. But listen, I'm stacked up on this stuff. It's peace of mind, right? Do you think your family deserves protection just in case? Maybe nothing happens, but just in case you have that extra income for the loss of income. So these are just some snapshots showing a game. Don't play with us. You're working with the best. You're being taken care of by the best. #1 term with living benefits. So when I have my clients that tells me, Odetta, I got a policy already, I'm good. Hold up. Bring that policy over here and let me dissect it. Let me go through your policy. And I promise you 100%, not 99%, but 100%. When I review those policies, it's nothing compared to our policies, right? So I want to share with you, because I want to bring this home. I'm going to share with you some case studies, because you see, in this business, stories sell, right? You got to connect the dots using stories, because stories sell. People would remember stories over remembering statistics. So here we have Sarah. Sarah is 35 years old, right? She was thrilled to buy her first home like everybody else. They're getting the piece of the American dream. And Sarah had bought a Transamerica term with living benefit for only $29 per month, right? She got it for $300,000. $2,867. Let's round it off to $29. She invested in this. She got it when she was 35, not knowing anything will ever happen to her. But guess what? She got this at 35 years old. Lo and behold, when she was 42, she got into an accident. Minding her business, driving, going about her business, and got into an accident through no fault of hers. Right? Now, thank God she sat with one of us, and thank God that she took out a term with living benefits. Because now you see her $300,000, she was able to cash out up to 24% per year. Maximum up to 90%. Up to 90% of her $300,000, she can access that money to take care of herself. So even though she got a policy for $300,000 paying $28 or $29, she was able to take out almost $18,000 each year of this accident happening when she was 42 years old. Guys, we don't make these up. It's about protecting your health and protecting the loss of future potential income, right? It's a car accident. That could happen to any one of us, right? And she just bought a home. She's a homeowner. So guess what? She doesn't have to worry about her mortgage. She doesn't have to worry about losing her home. Because guess what? She can access up to 90% in her term with LB, living benefits, right? Let's look at another scenario. Critical illness and heart attack, right? Eva, right, is 40. She finally made it happen after we running behind her, and she's saying she good. Long story short, she finally said, you know what, Odetta, you're right, I'm gonna get it. She's 40, and she took out a loan of $250,000. So guess what? Because she took out that loan, she also decided to get a term with living benefits for 25 years. Let's see what happened to her. She took out a loan of $250,000, right? She's a small business owner. She took out a loan maybe to start a restaurant, start a nightclub, start a barbershop, I don't know, to do something for her business. Just 8 years later, she suffered a heart attack. Now, you just took out a $250,000 loan, and most of you know, small business owner, you don't make money right away. We don't make money right away, right? So now not only she's stressed about this $250,000 that she has to pay back and dealing with the day-to-day of running a business, 8 years later, she suffered a massive heart attack. And her condition was diagnosed as critical, which impacted her life expectancy. So if she was supposed to be living until age 100, because now of this serious, massive heart attack, it altered her life expectancy. So she's a risk. But thank God she had listened to us, and she took out a $250,000 term with LB. Now you see, if she had just taken a regular term, no money would have passed because she didn't die. But she took out a term with LB, living benefits. So now her $250,000 term that she took out, she's paying $44.51 per month. And 8 years later, when she's 48, she encountered this heart attack, which was severe. Again, she can take up to 90% of her $250,000. How much did she end up taking out? $134,552 was paid out to her in monthly installments. So her business could continue running. She could hire the right people, since now she cannot afford to be there every day. She got to watch her health. Guys, she only paid in at the age from 40 to 48. She had only paid in $4,272. Unbelievable, right? Last case study, let's talk about Michael. He's the father of 2 young children, a successful executive. But guess what? Sickness and death doesn't care if you're successful or not, right? Michael wanted to make sure his children would be safe. God forbid if anything happened to him. So he took out a 15-year term for $1 million, right? Because it's not just him. He's thinking about his kids. $174 per month. What happened to him? 5 years later, Michael suffered a devastating fall while working on his house. He didn't even leave the house, right? And I remember, I think Ken said this week, somebody that he was talking to called him, because I was here and I heard the conversation. The person fell down twice now in their house. Twice. Guys, accident could happen anywhere, right? So here Michael is working on his house and he fell down. He had a devastating fall and he needed a major organ transplant. Guys, I mean, just the thought of doing an organ transplant, we already know that is screaming a lot of money. Okay, surgery in the whole is a lot of money. Then now we got to get you an organ. That is a lot of money, right? So he's 50 years old. He took out $1 million term LB, paying $174 per month. And just 5 years later, this happened to him with the accident. Did you know, of course, he's able to accelerate up to 90% of his life insurance. So for him, he ended up getting a cash payout totaling 615,000. Now, guys, like, this stuff is so good that people can't believe it. But it's been around. Not because we don't know it makes it not true. A client from 2 days ago, Ken went to visit one of his clients. A client from just 2 days ago fell down in his own house, left him paralyzed. Paralyzed. And these people are already retired. They're already retired, right? So we want to get these stuff while we're young, while we're healthy, because even in retirement, things can still happen, right? So I hope these stories help you realize how important having a term LB is. Now, not everybody might be able to afford an IUL and save money in an IUL, but guess what? We want to protect everybody, right? Term LB is cheap. It's cost effective. You could get a lot of face amount for a little money, right? So when you're sitting with your clients, right, and you do a financial needs analysis and you see what they have from what they don't have and you find those holes, right? This is where we make recommendations based on what they have and what they should have. Because most people think they're good. Everybody that I talk to, they say, I'm good. Until I do a needs analysis and I show them the holes in their finance because they don't know what to look for, right? So now that we've talked about term LB, if somebody cannot afford to save an IUL, or maybe they have little kids, maybe they have a mortgage, maybe they have a business, maybe they have a lot of debt, term LB is a great alternative because you can get a lot of coverage for little money, but most important, you're also getting the living benefits. So it's not about dying, but God forbid if we get sick along the way, we got some money that we can tap into, right? So everybody with kids or mortgage, this is an awesome solution where they could still cover themselves and cover their family for any unforeseen life events. Now let's talk about Everest, which is the next amazing life changer that I think everybody absolutely needs. Do we have kids? Do we have a bank account? Do we own anything? Right? If you own anything, that's your net worth. If you got $1 in the bank account, you need this. Why? What is Everest? Did you guys know that the average cost of a funeral is anywhere between $10,000 to $20,000? How many people do you and I know have $20,000 just sitting in an account that they could easily go to the bank tomorrow and do something with? Right? When you sit with as many clients as I have, not a lot of people have 20, 30 grand just sitting there that's just not doing anything, right? The average cost of a funeral is about 10 to 20 grand. Now, if you're going to be cremated, you're on the lower side, 8 to 10,000. If you want a nice funeral, you're looking at 20, and it could be higher, right? So 50%, 56% of people can't even deal with $1,000 emergency. I didn't say it, Google it, right? So if they can't even cover $1,000 emergency, where the hell they gonna find $20,000 in 48 hours to bury their loved ones? Or within 7 days to bury their loved ones? This is why we see a lot of GoFundMe. This is why we see a lot of fish fry or whatever we're doing to raise money to bury our loved one, right? We don't need to do that, right? Do you know that it takes a financial institution 30 to 180 days to pay out money? So all those people that got these wonderful things and they say, I'm good, they're not good because they do not know that that money is going to take about 30 to 180 days to pay to their beneficiary. And you better got your ducks in a row. You better got your will. You better got all your paperwork to make sure that they're giving it to the right people. The money that is. Right? Or who does your family call on when somebody died. Who do they call in for, like, oh my God, what should we do? What should we do? What is the first thing? What is the second thing? Nobody's ever prepared. We're just winging it, right? And last but not least, don't you want your loved ones to not have to worry about anything so that they can just cry in peace? They can just mourn in peace and not have to worry about, oh my God, I gotta call this funeral home. I gotta get a price for this one. I gotta call for the casket. No, I don't want to call nobody. I just want to call 1-800-EVEREST and let them do everything, right? Let them do everything so I could cry in peace and then bring me that check in 48 hours. So what is Everest, right? Make no mistakes. Yes, you're going to get life insurance up to age 85. So I'm sorry, Granny, Grandpa, if you're 86, I can't help you. This is why you want to make sure you're talking to your folks today before they turn 85, because even at 85, it is not going to be cheap. The older we are, insurance company looks as though we're going to die like in another couple of months or years, right? So $5,000 to $50,000, there's absolutely no medical involved. It's a quick payout. And because it's life insurance, that money is tax-free. What do I always say? Tax-free money means more money. Because if you leave money in the 401k, Uncle Sam is going to take his cut and give your beneficiary the difference. Tax-free money means more money. And this tax-free money will get paid out in 48 hours, 2 days, right? On top of it, there's a concierge. The same way how there's party planners, we have funeral planners, funeral directors. These people are expert. They're licensed funeral directors. That's all they do. 24/7. Any part of the world. If I go to Dubai and I die in Dubai, guess what? My mom don't got to go to Dubai and bring me back to the USA. She's going to call Everest and they going to work it out, right? They're going to negotiate everything with whichever airline, bring me back to Brooklyn, New York, find whatever they got to find. And because I laid out everything, they just going to read everything and make it happen for my mom. Funeral concierge. Because ain't nobody got time to be calling all these different funeral homes and getting the prices. And guess what? When we're calling those funeral homes, the price that they're going to offer us versus the price that they're going to give Everest is two different prices. Because Everest has contracted, as I like to call it, the Costco or wholesale rate. So their price is going to be different from when you and I call the funeral home, right? So now you have peace of mind. Everybody needs a will. Everybody needs a will. Why? If you got $1 in the bank account and you die today, the bank cannot give your husband, your wife, or your only child that dollar without a will. Healthcare directive. What is that? Maybe you're incapacitated. You can't make health decisions on your own because your health has been altered. Healthcare directive. My dad, when he was in a coma for 2 months, we did not have a healthcare directive. So now we have my aunt, my mom, my stepmom, and everybody thinking they know what's the best thing to do because he did not have healthcare directive. So healthcare directive, you give the person authority to make decision if you become incapacitated or cannot make decision because your health has been altered. And then power of attorney. This has nothing to do with debt. This is you giving somebody legal power to go do a transaction on your behalf. So if I want to send my mom to Guyana to buy me a plot of land, I make her my power of attorney. She go to Guyana, make the transaction, come back, I'm good. It's like I bought it. It's like I went there myself and did the transaction. So you're just not only getting life insurance. This is a package. You're getting life insurance, no medical exam. It's paying out in 48 hours, 2 days. You're getting the full concierge. So whichever country in the world the person dies, Everest will take care of all the funeral planning and arrangements. And on top of it, please protect your estate. I always tell people, I don't care if you got $1 in the bank, because you may have $1 today, but guess what? You don't know what's going to happen next week, next month, next year, next 5 years, next 10 years. Protect your assets, right? And you can have this for as little as $1 to $3 per day. It is super cheap. People are wasting $1 to $3 per day, right? So as I tell my agents, if the person is 50 years and under, right? Ken and I was just having this conversation tonight because we have a couple of clients we're going to do some Everest for. If you're 50 and under, $1 to $3. $1 per day, that's like $30 a month. $2 per day, that's like $60 a month. $3 per day, that's like $90 per month. Now, if you're over 50, then I would say $2 to $4, right? Guys, this is affordable, but people don't know this information, right? Especially if they have kids. Make sure you do the right thing when you're doing a needs analysis and protect your families. Everest now has 25 million families that they've covered across the North America. That's within the US and Canada. A lot of people. They've protected a lot of people already, but guess what? There's still a lot more. So many more families are unprotected, and so many more families are underinsured, right? They got a policy, they think they're good. No, you got a $10,000 or a $20,000 policy. What the hell is that going to do, right? It's nothing, right? Could barely bury you, and all your debts are still there, right? Your kids still got to go to school, right? So 25 million families is a lot, but there's so much more families to be protected. We're not going to have time to discuss our learnings. Now, how do we work these into our training program? You guys have all heard about Plan 1, 2, 3. What is Plan 2, 3? I challenge you. Those of you that are going to convention, you want to make sure that you're partaking and qualifying for those contests. 2 Everest. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 2 Everest. 2 Everest. You're helping a family. You're protecting the family, you're making money, and you're going to convention, right? So step 1, 2, 3, or Plan 1, 2, 3, bronze medal, you help one family business partner or onboard one business partner and help them save $350. Now, what I've come to learn in this business is people are saving, but they're saving in their 401k. They're saving in their 403b. They're saving in their IRA. And those things are great, but they're going to lose money. In fact, they've already lost money. None of them will deny it. They already lost money, and they're ashamed and embarrassed to say, yes, I lost money. So now when we show them our IUL, it's the same $350 that they're putting in their 401k. We're going to reposition. Get used to that word, reposition, right? And we're going to put that $350 somewhere else. Somewhere else that's risk-free, so it doesn't matter what the stock market does. Somewhere else that's going to be tax-free, and you all know tax-free money means more money. So you're just educating our clients and customers how to save their money smart, stacking their coins. Now, if you help 2 families, you onboard 2 business partners, give them the same opportunity we got, and you help them also save $350. Again, they're already saving it. Where? 401k, 403b, or the bank. Get them to save it in a vehicle that's risk-free and tax-free. Now you're making $4,000. Or you help 3 families save $350 and you're making $6,000. You pick your choice. You pick whichever one you want to do. You pick how much money you want to make. The beauty with this business, nobody will ever put a cap on how much you can make. When I was in corporate America, I don't care how much I did well. I had a cap on my income. Today, there's no cap on our income. You can make as much as you want or as little as you want. Learn this business, lock on with your trainer, do a lot of field training, and learn and master this. truly help your clients, right? So some of us might be overachievers, right? And we may say, you know what, I can help 6 families save money, right? And now you're looking at $12,000 monthly income, right? So it's all about knowing the numbers, know the plan, stick to the plan, be obsessed with your numbers, and help families every day, right? Now the question is, can we stay consistent on those numbers for at least 3 months? Can you identify your daily priorities? What are some things we should all be doing every day? All day, every day, we should be talking to people. All day, every day, we should be setting up appointments. All day, every day, we should be on appointments. All day, every day, we should be scheduling people to be on appointments, right? Or planting the seeds or talking to them. Activity, activity, activity. If you ain't got no activity, you're going to be broke. If you don't have no activity, you're going to be broke. And before you know it, you're going to be out of business, right? So, step 1, when you're going to call someone, these are just some simple tips. Always ask for their availability. Don't say, when are you free? No, they will never be free. They will never be free because they don't know what we're wanting to share with them. They don't know how good this thing is. Ask for their availability by being specific with a date and a time. Hey, what are you doing tomorrow, 4 o'clock? What are you doing Wednesday, 6 o'clock? What are you doing Thursday, 3 p.m.? I don't know. Just give a specific date and time. Step 2, tell them you want to share something important with them and you prefer to do it face to face. You see, when I first started this in the beginning, I would tell everything on the phone. I would tell them everything over the phone because I had running mouth diarrhea. But what I come to learn, no, you got to get them to see this stuff, right? Because now when they come on, we do a 3 rules of money. We show them the numbers. It makes a bigger impact as opposed to just talking over the phone and they don't have a visuals, right? And then step 3, you confirm the appointment. So you're going to call them, hey girl, how you doing? Hope everything's great, blah, blah, blah. How's the kids? How's work? By the way, what are you doing tomorrow, 4 o'clock? Nothing. Why? Great. I want to share something with you. If they say, I'm busy, girl, I'm working late, these kids driving me crazy, I got to go do something for the kids, I got after school. Okay, no worries. How about Wednesday? Page to the next date, right? Page to the next date. So, you got to have activities. Every day, you got to have activities. In this business, you got to constantly be planting seeds. Plant seeds because you never know when it's going to spruce up, right? You got to plant seeds. Today, I was able to solidify 2 radio stations because of seeds that I planted years ago. So now when I went to them, it was like, yo, Dada, we see you killing it. Like, talk to us. We want to be down. Talk to us. Like, I didn't even have to do a formal presentation, right? It's Guyanese. I just chopped it up and told them, listen, this is what we're doing. We're helping the people. We're making money, blah, blah, blah. And it was a go. It's go time, right? But that's because I planted the seeds years ago and I kept doing stuff and they kept watching. So you got to have activities, guys. If you do not have daily communication with your clients or potential prospect, I don't know. Because people are not going to be ready when you're ready, right? So our trainings, if you're non-licensed, you already know, Mondays and Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Once you become licensed, you want to be on the Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 p.m. And we always kick off with Momentum Mondays. I tell people, even if you have a job, if you can just log in on Monday to get your mindset going for the week, it's going to be a game changer because even for me, it sets the tone, right? Even for me. So everyone, I'm going to pass it back to Vern, who's going to close us out with some more information. Like I said, I put my link on my Facebook page. You definitely want to make sure you're following us. I know we have a couple of guests on. If you're following me on Facebook, you guys will see the flyer in the next 24 hours. We're going to be on 2 radio stations, one on Thursday at 10:30 a.m. And we're also going to be on another radio station on Monday, the 19th at 7 p.m., right? And again, all we're doing is we're reaching a bigger audience. We looked at the numbers. We're probably going to be live streaming both to 1 million plus people who are part of the radio station. And this is a target audience. Man, it's just a lot of stuff. It's going to be an explosion. I'm super excited for this partnership with these 2 Guyanese radio stations. And I love that it's Guyanese because I get to be myself. I get to be raw. I get to tell them as it is. And they said, Odetta, just be yourself. We love you. Bring this information. We need it. Our community needs it. So it's a big, that's a big milestone in the business. And again, it could not have been possible if I did not plant those seeds years ago, right? Because people are watching. All of them said to me, "We see you, Odetta. We see you on Facebook. We see you posting every day." So it's not like, I'm just going to them today to do something today and they don't know what I'm about. They've been watching me for the last 5 years. So plant those seeds, guys, and they will. Some, of course, not everyone is going to spruce up, but sometimes you just need a couple of big fishes and they're going to open up the floodgate to so many more people. And the best part of it is we get to help our own, because both of these people said to me, Odetta, what you just told me, no one has ever told me. They're all overfunding their 401k. They all have great jobs, but none of them knows these strategies. So they're super hungry for this information and they want to endorse it so we can share it with thousands of communities across the U.S. So I'm going to pass it back to Vern. I'm super excited. Bye, y'all.
Guys, the beast from the east on a radio station representing her people. Who here wants to do that as well? You got your community to protect. You got your people to protect. Keep going. I have to say keep going. I want to give a round of applause to some of the new faces that we have here on our training. And the first one I'd like to recognize is one of our new business partners, my niece, Vanessa, brought in her roommate to the Thursday training. So her goal wasn't even to bring him into the business. She was